Oh, yes. Welcome back, everybody, to Altcoin Daily, where you subscribe for a video on crypto every day. Team, today I want to talk about something. I want to get real with you guys. And I want to talk about something very raw. Yeah. Today I want to talk about Ethereum. Now, Ethereum has been receiving a lot of FUD in this last week. And some of it I think is unwarranted, and some of it I think is warranted. But currently ranked number 2, it is the second most valuable cryptocurrency in existence at the moment in terms of market cap. There are people in the crypto community out there saying that Ethereum is dying on the vine, and it will be dead soon enough, including, and this is kind of troubling, the BitMEX CEO calls Ethereum a shitcoin. Says Ethereum price will drop under $100. Wow. And I guess why this is significant to me, because you know what, every single cryptocurrency is down. It's seeing yearly lows. We were lower in the whole market, the lowest we've been all year. But this is something that's a little different about Ethereum, because if we look at this historical snapshot, Ethereum roughly 1 year ago, Ethereum was $336. $336. Right now it's $314. So if you were to have gotten involved in Ethereum, before the big bull run, when we saw these big gains, right now it would have been as if you would have lost money. Ethereum has gained quite literally, it has lost value in the last year. And the only reason I bring this up is because many of these altcoins down here, yes, they lost value, but the top 10, the top 5, we're still in the positive for many of these coins. Bitcoin a year ago was 4,000. Of course, now it's 6,000, 7,000. Ripple has gained value in the last year. And while everything is down, Ethereum has lost value. So some of his stuff is warranted, but team, like I said, we're going to get very real today. I want to clue you guys in on 3 big reasons why I think Ethereum will see new all-time highs very soon. Again, we're going to talk about Plasma Cash, we're going to talk about CASPER, and we're going to talk about VYPER. Okay, so if you guys like when we talk about these high cap top 5 cryptocurrencies, then you are going to like this video. By the way, I will be talking to you guys in the comments, so if you disagree with anything I say during this video, let me know. Or if you agree with anything or have something further to add, let me know in the comments. Let's get into it. First, I want to take 60 seconds to clue everybody in on what Ethereum is. So if you are closed off from learning new information, then you can skip ahead. But this will just take 60 seconds, 60 to 90. Ethereum was created by Vitalik Buterin back in 2015. As a solution to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin was originally created as it was to be the cryptocurrency that you could use for daily transactions. Well, it turns out that Bitcoin, being a first generation cryptocurrency, could not handle the volume when a lot of people were on the network. It cost high fees, so it was really not really reasonable for people to buy a cup of coffee with Bitcoin, because it would take too long and it would be too expensive. So Ethereum was created. Now Bitcoin still has value. It's what's known kind of being compared to gold in the crypto community, because gold still has value, but you don't use that to buy a cup of coffee. But anyway, Ethereum was created to be that solution. And because not only is Ethereum faster and more scalable, but it's not only is it a currency, but you can also build smart contracts on there. And with that, you can create dApps, or decentralized apps. So really, Ethereum has so much more to offer than just a currency, because we've heard of a lot of these dApps before. Hundreds have been created so far in Ethereum, and we still have hundreds to go. And the only reason I bring this up, and we're not going to go over every single dApp, but if you subscribe to this channel, we talk about the big ones. But Ethereum was first to market. Because now that we're in 2018, we know this was a Generation 2 cryptocurrency. We have all of these Generation 3 cryptocurrencies, because it turns out Ethereum can't handle the scaling issues. Ethereum can't handle the volume either. So a lot of people are saying that it's outdated. We have these new up-and-coming Generation 3 cryptos that are here to solve that problem. So when people like the BitMEX CEO say, hey, Ethereum is dying, it will go under $100, it's reasonable to think that that may happen because Ethereum is sort of an outdated technology, potentially. And if this is not making sense, let me put this in perspective. Some people have compared Ethereum to things like Alta Vista was to Google back in the early days of the internet. Because as we all remember, back in the early days, there was a ton of search engines. Google, Ask Jeeves, Alta Vista, and of course, the top one prevailed, but one of the first ones out there was Alta Vista. And yes, it paved the way, but in the end, it wasn't good enough to handle the newer search engines out there. So let me ask you guys something. Is Ethereum Google? An early version of Google? Or is it Alta Vista? Well, again, I want to give you 3 reasons why I think Ethereum could potentially be an early version of Google. So let's check that out. Why? First, let's answer this question. Why is Ethereum capitulating so heavily? So let's really dig into what he said, because one of the things he said is, yes, VCs, venture capitalists, maybe they bought Ethereum because it was the second most name-branded, valuable cryptocurrency back in the day. They bought in around here, and now they cannot go back to their company, losing everything. So maybe these VCs sold out. That's happening to the whole market. So that is a valid thing. But why is Ethereum draining so much, more than the other altcoins, ratio-wise? Well, a lot of people are saying that it's because all of the ICOs that were built off of Ethereum. Well, according to Bloomberg, a primary catalyst for this drastic decline in the high levels of selling pressure placed upon Ethereum by ICOs as projects seek to liquidate their crypto war chests for fiat. So let me rephrase. All the projects that built, because now Ethereum has smart contracts, has DApps, all the projects that built their ICOs off the Ethereum platform, and we all know some of them, we know that EOS did, we know that many of these things did, while they're different cryptocurrencies, they did their ICO on the Ethereum platform to get funding. Now that they have this funding, they need liquidation, and a lot of these cryptos who got their funding around here, they need money, and they don't want to wait till Ethereum gets any lower and has nothing. So that is a reason that a lot of people are saying, hey, that's why Ethereum's draining so much, because all this ICO sell-off. Well, let's dig deeper, because this is what they say. These startups are raising a lot of funds, but they don't have treasury management or enough cash management experience, so they're selling too early and causing a lot of pressure in the market. It was fine last year, but now the market is so fragile that it causes a lot of pressure. So this is one idea that went around the internet, the sell-off of ICO funds, the liquidation, and I want to address that real quick right now. This was a website that actually Crypto Bobby, huge respect for the guy, he turned me on to this, and you guys can go on this, I'll put in the link below, dappcapitulation.com, and this will show you all the dApps that were created off the Ethereum platform and how much they are liquefying in the last 30 days. And it's very interesting because all this FUD has happened in the last 7 days, very roughly, but status is kind of one of the bigger ones. 2,000 Ether, there's a ZRX 3,000 Ether, and there's really not much more than that. So I'll leave this for you guys to look at yourself, but I want to debunk the little ICO liquidation thing slightly. Yes, that is some of it. Yes, some people are doing this, but many of these ICOs are not selling with the market so low. Nobody sells during all-time lows, especially when you can actually look at this and see the Ether movement in the last 30 days is nothing compared to the heavy drop-off we saw. So I call BS. In my humble opinion, let me see right here. Okay, cool. In my humble opinion, the reason that we're seeing these all-time lows is a lot of people, Ethereum is very highly valued, and a lot of people kind of rank it in the crypto community to just as name brand recognition as Bitcoin. And while it is damn close, Ether is no different than a lot of these cryptocurrencies. It is being drained right now for a few reasons. One, because money is going into Bitcoin, maybe for the ETF decision, maybe for a lot of reasons. But Ethereum is no different from the rest of the market. Money is being drained from these altcoins, and Ethereum is one of these altcoins. That's the reason. I personally think it's because of some of these highfalutin whales, these people with the big cash. I think Ethereum is set to pump hard on the next bull run, and enough of me talking around. Let's just get right into it. For these three reasons. So the number one reason, and all these three reasons are updates, why Vitalik is going to make Ethereum competitive with these Generation 3s, like EOS, like Stellar, like all these. And the first one is Plasma Cash, which is a new scalability solution for the Ethereum network. And Plasma Cash, you might hear this name, you might hear things like side chains, because right now it's hard to have so many users on the Ethereum platform without slowing every single thing to a halt. So when we can go on these side chains, which Plasma Cash is going to allow, it's going to help just take some of that volume off of the main network. And let's get into what exactly it is. Buterin's solution is called Plasma Cash, and it was presented March 9th, 2018, so just a few months ago in Paris. It was created by Vitalik together with Joseph Poon, one of the Lightning Network co-creators, which is helping fix scalability for Bitcoin and Litecoin. But Plasma Cash, it is about adding a layer of smart contracts which can interact with the main blockchain. The goal is to reduce transaction fees for smart contracts and dApps, decentralized applications. And Plasma is similar to the Lightning Network because it is used to make off-chain transactions, using blockchain only as a guarantee of correctness and security. So the benefits of Plasma Cash, which is something slightly different because all these involve scalability, the benefit of Plasma Cash over CASPER and VYPER is, from all the research I've done, this one's the easiest to do. This one I think we'll see first. I think we'll see it by the end of the year for sure. Plasma Cash, which is just going to take some stuff off-chain. That's my reason number one, Plasma Cash. I'm not a developer or a programmer, so we're not going to get that in depth. I just want to put these on your radar. Another reason is CASPER. Vitalik Buterin hints that CASPER is closer than ever to being finished. So this is one we've actually heard of for a while now. CASPER is a proof-of-stake protocol currently being developed to provide Ethereum as a way to scale efficiently enough to power, for example, the gargantuan number of transactions per second that a traditional credit card must be able to handle. So yes, it's going to help with scalability. And what is CASPER? How is it going to do that? Basically, it's switching Ethereum to the proof-of-stake model instead of the proof-of-work. And Bitcoin is proof-of-work. But a lot of these new cryptocurrencies that want to take up less energy, less costs, less processing power, they're switching to proof-of-stake. And basically, proof-of-work, which is what Bitcoin is now, which they're switching off of Ethereum, that's when you mine. That's when the miners, a reward is given to the first miner who solves each block problem. And the network miners compete to be the first to find a solution to the problem. So the transactions get verified and validated through the miners. Well, you can do this actually more efficiently with proof of stake, where it's not about miners, so to speak. There's no block reward because there's no miners, but the currencies are basically held maybe on nodes, maybe in wallets, and the amount of crypto that you hold in your bag, that helps validate the network, and definitely helps with processing power and scalability. Either way, Vitalik Buterin is trying to be a part of this solution, be a part of this future, and switch over to proof of stake. This is the challenge. I mean, Vitalik is on record and saying he wishes he could have foresaw some of these issues back in the day when Ethereum was created. Obviously, it's very hard to see what's going to be an issue 4 years from now, and it might be a little easier for these generation 3 cryptocurrencies to just start from this more scalable they're more scalable platforms. But Ethereum, Vitalik is making Ethereum a main contender with CASPER. As more updates come, we're going to keep you updated on this channel. But CASPER is perhaps going to be seen in 2019. And this wasn't one of my 3, even though it really should have been. Sharding is another reason that Ethereum is planning to stay competitive. Sharding, if you recognize that word, Zilliqa is really championing Zilliqa right here, number 30 in terms of market cap, as championing sharding. And what that is, it's another way to solve scalability, and it's subdividing, or actually pulled a little, we did talk, here we go. Sweet, I did pull. What is sharding? It's basically subdividing blocks of processing power, blocks of information, making it so nobody has to handle a big, huge load. You can subdivide and compartmentalize, and things, processing power, and things happen quicker when you can cut up these chunks, so to speak. That's sharding, and it sounds easy, but it's actually hard to do. That's why Zilliqa is so valuable, because they seem to have figured out a way to do this. A lot of people are saying, hey, Ethereum Zilliqa partnership would be the perfect partnership, the perfect merging. Who knows? We'll wait for more information on that. But either way, whether they do it with Zilliqa or without, Ethereum is planning on implementing sharding as a way to stay more competitive. That's not going to be till 2020. That's 2 years away, which isn't that long, relatively speaking. But actually it is that long, because a lot has happened from just 1 year ago, 2 years ago. Who knows what new cryptocurrencies will come up? Maybe generation 4 cryptocurrencies will be coming up in 2 years. Either way, sharding, if they can implement it, will definitely make Ethereum a big contender. And then VYPER. Cool, this one isn't as big in terms of the other ones, but VYPER, it's just basically a new programming language for Ethereum. Right now, Ethereum on, what's the one it's on now? Solidity. It's on Solidity right now, which is a coding it's a programming language that you have to know in order to use Ethereum. VYPER, they're planning on switching to VYPER, and the benefits of VYPER, and I'm no developer, I'm no programmer, but security and simplicity. So it will be more secure and easier to write. In layman's terms, very layman's terms, VYPER will be a upgrade to Solidity. And the reason that this is important, besides security and ease of use, is if you have more developers developing quality dApps on your platform, that's going to make you even more of a contender. Because yes, Ethereum is first to market, and it has all of the dApps, a lot of the dApps on its channel, on its platform. But really, there's been nothing that's really penetrated the population. There's a lot of shit dApps being created on Ethereum, and some quality ones, and some hopefully quality ones. We'll see if they can implement what they're saying, but if Ethereum can keep maintaining the best developers, then definitely the best dApps will come off of it. Those are my 3 reasons: CASPER, Plasma Cash, Zilliqa, and VYPER. What do you guys think? I'm gonna turn it over to you guys in the comments. Which one of those 4 actually do you think will be the key to making Ethereum a heavy contender? And one last thing, just to review the market, I did have this planned right here. Say they do implement CASPER and they do implement sharding. That is going to make Ethereum way keep them a contender in the game. But as more of these competitors come out of the woodwork, I can easily see Ethereum losing its number 2 spot. The thing that Ethereum has going for it, even if it is equal, because dApps are being created on EOS, on Stellar, on VeChain, on a lot of these things, even if Ethereum right now isn't as scalable, but let's just say it becomes equal to these other ones, Ethereum still is a name brand. Yes, the crypto community knows about EOS, but Ethereum is the crypto right next to Bitcoin on those websites that you can use cryptocurrency. So that's why I think Ethereum, right, first to market, it gives them that advantage. But even if Ethereum drops to number 3, 4, 5, maybe in 2 years, maybe EOS and Stellar take over and it's number 5, I think the whole market will be up so much that I can easily see Ethereum returning to its all-time highs. So I promised you guys some realness. I promised you guys some rawness. I think Ethereum will not drop below $100. I think we will see new all-time highs. And like I said, I turn it over to you guys. This is Altcoin Daily. My name's Austin. We'll see you tomorrow.